Greetings from the seat of the tractor or combine today. You young guys are pissing me the hell off. After 60 years, almost, of watching people, I've discovered a few things. I've figured a couple of things out. Number one, your head's up your ass. There's a couple of things, and I've got this wrote down so I don't forget anything. For those of you that do not know, I've been a farmer, an engineer, a maintenance man, a pilot, a veteran, been around a little bit. I've been married to one woman. I've got one son. I've got 5 sisters and 1 brother. I have a mother who, God bless her, is a very plain-spoken woman of in excess of 90 years. And she is the one that taught me an awful lot about life and dealing with choices. And I'm going to try to enlighten some of you guys in regard to women. First, a general disclaimer. The views expressed here are my own and are not shared by any person or entity in this universe or multiverse. If you don't like what I'm saying, I don't care. If you are wanting to call me some kind of phobe or ist, I don't care. You can pound sand. This is for a very small select group of people, namely 3 young men that I know and a niece that thinks that her uncle is pretty cool, just because I think she's going to get a chuckle out of it. Okay, a couple of things right up front. Let me get this so it's not quite so glary. There we go. Sun's starting to move and it's getting weird. This is about biology, and it's about the nature of women, and it's one grumpy old man's or one grouchy old man's opinion. For the most part, women hate to be generalized. They do not like it in the least. And every one of them thinks that they are uniquely special and the only thing like them in the world. And that they cannot be generalized in any way, shape, or form. And they know this because their daddy told them so. Which is just bullshit. This is about the general nature of women. And it is not about any one specific woman. And there are exceptions to everything. So, if you find it offensive, tough. I don't care. Now, the nature of women. They don't know what they want. All they know is what they want, and they want it right now. If you want evidence of that they don't know what they want, you ever heard of the term, it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind? Okay, right there. They get something, they find out they don't want it, they change their mind. They want what they don't have. They don't want what they have. They want what another woman has as long as it's a zero-sum game. There's a whole industry based on this. Look at the sales. Look at how women act around each other. Ooh, this is my new handbag. You can't have one because this is the last one. And they're so damn proud of it. They want what another woman has as long as it's a zero-sum game. Now, you want evidence of the contrary? Okay, if you have two women that show up at a party someplace and they've both wearing the same thing, somebody's going to leave because somebody has the same stuff that they have. And we can't have that. The only exception to this is if you have a mother-daughter duo, that's okay. Or, hey, we've got to dress alike, my significant other and I, because that lays claim. It's all about positioning. And they don't want what they have. They always find out that it is not quite as good as what they thought it was going to be, so now they don't want it. Now, if you tell a woman that what she wants doesn't make any sense, then that's just because you are some man trying to keep a woman down. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It doesn't matter if it's going to be detrimental to them. They want it, and by golly, they're going to have it. And it's up to you to provide it. And if you don't, guess what? It's your fault. You're just trying to control a woman. Guess what, men? You can't. Stop trying. Women never make a mistake. They will never admit that they made a mistake. They can have their whole world fall apart because of dumbass decisions that they've made, but they never make a mistake. That's because all of the decisions that they've made have brought them to this particular place in time, and this is where they're supposed to be. Bullshit. 90% of the time, people's problems are a direct result of their own dumbass decisions. And that applies to you too, women. And let me see. Oh, they're a big fan of, I just have to let this go. And I'm not going to dwell on the past. Well, crap. There's a difference between dwelling and forgetting about it. If you forget about it, then that means you don't learn. Gee whiz, it hurt the last time I did that. Better not do that again. Oh no, we have to forget about that. It hurt the last time I did that. I'm sorry, I don't remember the last time I did that. I'll do it again. Dumbass. Well, let's see. What do we got here? One of my favorite subjects. Biology dictates that each individual within a species, and guess what? People are animals. And they follow the same urges and desires of procreation as every other animal species. If you don't think you're an animal, then that means you're either a plant or a mineral. I'm guessing mineral because your head's full of rocks. If you take offensive to this, leave. You're stupid. You don't deserve to listen to this. Every species seeks the best deal that they can. They're seeking the alpha whatever. Now, the alpha male can establish himself as alpha in one of 5 areas, 5 critical areas: social, political, physical, economic, and intellectual. Now, physical, that's easy to identify. And that's a very easy one to give examples of. In high school, you got all the football players out there on the field, running into each other, grunting, pushing each other around, just like a bunch of young bucks in rut. And all the little cheerleaders going, "Ooh!" Just like a bunch of does waiting to be bred. And all you young men are out there just doing your thing, because you're going to get the cheerleader. Too bad a lot of you are dumber than a box of rocks. After high school, guess what? You're nothing. Then you've got the social alphas. You can establish yourself as a social alpha by either bucking the system, being the bad boy, or by climbing the social ladder. The bad boy thing seems to work with a lot of girls. I can't tell you how many times I've seen what appear to be reasonably intelligent young girls hook up with some good-for-nothing asshole that treats them like shit because, oh, they're a bad boy. It turns my crank. Bullshit. Then there's the social climbers. You can be born into an upper social class. It takes a lot of work to climb it, though. Generally, climbing that social ladder involves another area, which is the economic. But if you're born into it, you know, mommy and daddy have all kinds of money. They're bigwigs in this little bitty pond, and all the girls are chasing after them. So, there's your 2 social alphas, the ones that try to position themselves in the social hierarchy at the top, and those that are bucking the system because nobody's going to tie them down to social convention. Nobody's going to stop this bad boy, except landing in prison for the next 20 years because you're a jackass. Then there's the political bad boys. I'm sorry, the political alphas. Oh, like Ted Kennedy. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of guns floating around in society out there that has killed less people than Ted Kennedy's car. That whole Kennedy clan, a bunch of entitled asses that made their damn money off of bootlegging, being a bad boy. And they parlay it into political power. And you know something? There's a hell of a lot of damn assholes in politics that aren't worth the powder to blow them up. They spout whatever the hell the public wants to hear, whether it makes sense or not to better anybody's life, but to consolidate their own damn power. and stay in office.